Uncut. It's episode 6 by my count. What's going on, Mario?
Yo, what's going on? Chilling.
Not too much, man. Christian Rivas looking fly. You got your place sorted? You safe, bro?
Finally, 2 weeks later.
Far out, man. That's the apartment life, eh?
Bro, I don't even want to talk about it. That shit was horrible.
We've got 3 points, boys, in a really, really, really crazy game to start the season. Exactly what can replace a morning coffee for an Aussie guy trying to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch this shit. Unbelievable. I'll go to you, Christian, first, man, and we'll talk about everything that you want. What did you think about it all together, bro? Especially about the subs and how having 5 subs this season just might seem like the biggest luxury on the footballing planet for us.
Yo, honestly, the game was wild, like, first and foremost. Secondly, the subs were crazy. Like, yo, I don't care what anyone, Hakimi's touch on that goal was pure filth. Just how he brought it down, it was just so class. Like, we haven't had that in a long time. Like, you would have thought Mario Gagliano was on the ball.
Right? Class on glass.
Telling you.
Man.
Now, honestly, it was dope, but it also shows, like, yo, I don't care what anyone says, VIDAL is fucking nasty.
Oh, yeah, man. He's keen, bro. Like, you can see it on his face on the touchline. You can see it in the way he carried himself on the pitch. He was really possessing all that skill set that we hope Raja Nainggolan is still going to show us. But I'm kind of counting on these two boys to be my voice of reason for this video, because I got a lot of comments in some chats that I was being way too harsh on Raja. But, like, I just don't feel the energy, man. And when you look at all corners of his life, his personal life, his football life, how he's been on the pitch the last not 1, not 2, but borderline 3, 4 seasons, I think Inter fans are kind of clinging on to a hope and a dream at this point. Really, I honestly do. What do you boys reckon?
I mean, I agree with you. At this point, though, if you look at it, who's really come in for him? Like, bro, it's just Gagliardi. That kind of tells you that he's falling from grace, like, hard. You know, I get it. His wife had cancer, and it's a rough time for him. Like, yo, I get it. But, bro, like, she healed up now. Like, you should be doing your best to prove yourself. You say you want to improve the last season, why don't you prove it? Or did you just get comfortable in Cagliari knowing that you were going to be a guaranteed starter? You come to Inter, you got fucking Vidal, Barella, Sensi, Eriksson, Brozovic, who might not even be here, and maybe Conte coming in. How you going to fit in? You know, even Gags. Like, let's be serious. At least even he tries to get his minutes. Like, when you see Raja come in, you're just like, hope for the best, hope for the best, hope for the best. What the fuck?
Yeah. Mario, what you saying?
You ready for this one? You ready for this one? I want
Yo.
a center midfield. I've been saying it all Sunday, all Monday. I want our midfield to be Eriksson, Nainggolan, and Vidal. I want those 3 in the midfield starting every game. I don't give a fuck.
Is that only because you've got sentimental value to all 3? You've just always been a big fan of all 3 throughout your career? Because Mario is definitely not the type of fan to cling on to, like, an overstrung career for, like, Palermo or anybody else.
No, listen, Eriksson, I love. I will fight tooth and nail. He's Eriksson to me is Icardi to 2014 Inter fans worldwide. So I will die for this man. I will go to battle. He played phenomenal. You know, the only players that played better than him were Vidal and Nainggolan when they came out, and maybe Hakimi. Everyone else was trash. I ain't seen anything from anybody else in my eyes.
Yeah. So you really think Raja balled out that hard, like, in those?
Nah, he doesn't, bro. He's talking ass. He's talking shit.
All right.
Nah, it's Mario. You don't know if he's talking shit or not.
I know. But he cleans it up after. He cleans himself up.
Listen, maybe Nainggolan didn't have his best game. You know, it wasn't the best. We can all agree. But once he came on, once Vidal came on, and once even
Sanchez,
especially, once those people came on, it was a new game. It was a new team. You saw, like, they came on. They were like, look, we're not taking this shit no more.
Time out. All right, I'm gonna tell you now who are the real X-Line. Alexis. Fucking
yes.
Phil.
All the subs. I just named all the subs.
yo, when he came in, he brought something to the midfield which I haven't seen in almost a
I've never
decade.
seen that before.
Like, nah, like no
Never.
bullshit, no bullshit. It's to the point where I'm like, all right, dog. Like, I like Vidal when he was at Bayern. I like Vidal at Barca. I like Vidal at Chile. Just how I told you the same shit last year, Mario, with Alexis. Like, yo, I'll probably end up getting his jersey because he's one of those players I've always wished he was at Inter, and now he's there. But, bro, like, a player of that quality, son, like, yo, this man came on the field and he put his balls on the fucking table. Like, yo, we're not fucking taking those 2-3
that's what I'm
L's.
saying.
Like, that shit was... Demito, I think I expected more from Raja, to be honest. That's just me.
I mean...
It's just like he was just obviously poor. That's all. In a fundamental point, like he gets the ball, he misplaces a pass, and then he misses a tackle, and then he makes a foul. It was like Rabiot for Juventus. It was just one bad thing after another, bro.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Listen, if Nainggolan doesn't come on and you leave, I don't know, who do you come on for? If you leave Barella on, we're not winning that game, you know.
Oh, bullshit, man. I know it's uncut, but shut the fuck up, bro. Come on.
We ain't even talked about my boy Sensi. Like, what's really good.
Yo.
No, he played.
Yeah.
Like I said, he came on. The 5 subs we made, you felt their presence from 2 seconds on, and I have to include Nainggolan because
he's present. I get it.
You didn't do anything special.
But defender, like we know that. Like that man's boss. I was about to say something I probably shouldn't say on their air, but yo, like that man's a straight up boss. Like yo, he comes in, he gives that explosiveness, and people automatically know, yo, you got to cover this guy. You know what I mean?
Bro, that Latino heat connection. Yo, that Latino heat connection of Sanchez and Vidal is going to be nuts. They've got some chemistry off the pitch as well. They've known each other for a long time. It's going to be dope, man. And now I've got to say, Christian Rivas, who's one of the biggest Sanchez fans I know. How do you integrate this guy into a starting 11? Or do you think Conte and Alexis, like they're good? They know exactly what each other are there for, and they're ready to work it the way that they're working it right now. Because, bro, there is probably not an attacking player in the world that can come off the bench for 20 minutes like Alexis Sanchez can change the game.
That's dead ass, though. Don't be surprised if Conte goes a 3-4-3 in some games. Like, don't be surprised if he has a trident of Alexis, Lautaro, and Lukaku in some games with a midfield duo of fucking Barella and Vidal. Like, bro, it can work. Like, Vidal's one of those dudes that can clean up, and so can Barella. The thing is, you're gonna need your wingbacks to do work. Like, Perisic to me wasn't too bad. The one thing I give him credit for was I think it was a third or second goal that Fiore scored that he was the only one tracking back all the way from up front. He came hustling all the way back. I give him credit for that. But, yo, like, one thing I really wanted to address on this conversation was Handanovic. Like, yo, how long are you guys willing to give this guy the rope? You know what I mean? Like, he slowly... I don't know, bro. Like, at some point, like, yo, you see some of his the other goals they were scoring, you're like, you could have got that.
The guy's reflexes are dipping due to nothing more than physiology and biology, bro. That's all it is. And I don't need to say my thoughts again on the guy. Everyone knows how I feel about letting a player at that age not be a starting player week in, week out. So give it to Radu more times than not. Yeah. So I'm happy to give it to Radu every 3rd or 4th game, to be honest. Like, I don't see what the risk is throwing Radu in as our starting goalkeeper now. I would say that they are almost on par in ability. Now, in terms of Handanovic and his age's decline, there is absolutely no reason why we shouldn't play Radu more often than Handanovic this season. Probably get criticized heaps for that, but that's just the way I feel.
I don't want to be that guy.
I will say this.
But, I mean, I'm with you. Like, yo, we should be starting at this point. Like, rotate him. You should be starting, bro.
Listen,
Mario.
I'm gonna throw a name out there that you're gonna say like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? But remember Fontana from Palermo, Florentino from Palermo. They played until they were 40, and they were fucking beasts.
Yeah. Is that when they were in City or
what?
Was that when they were in City D?
No, Fontana played when they were in freaking They were about to make Champions League.
I know, fool. I'm just being a fucking sarcastic because they're in City D.
Didn't they just go up to Serie C?
They got
Yeah,
promoted.
dude, they lost their first game 2-0. I was like up at 11 p.m. trying to find a stream for Catania and Palermo, and I spent 2 hours not finding a stream, just watching the goals go in on the side of Lasco. I'm like, oh shit, a goal. So no Sicilian teams won. Trapani, my other team that I'm from, Mario, they actually had to forfeit their first game because they don't have enough players. What the fuck, bro?
You gotta find them on like the farmers forums or something like that.
Yeah. How long do you boys think until Nicolo Barella is basically regarded as the best midfielder in Italy?
Wait, you mean he's not?
Thank you, Mario.
I mean, you got people saying like Tonali's better, but
Who?
Tonali and Castrovilli, and I don't know why people are still putting Zaniolo in the mix, but give him a couple weeks.
Oh, bro, like for me, I still say that Sensi and Barella are probably the best two midfielders Italy has. That's just me. Like y'all know, I've been a Sensi fan since day one, so obviously I'm gonna throw him in the mix. Castrovilli's not gonna knock it from, but Tonali, I mean, he's solid, but I still think I want to see what he does with Milan first. You know what I mean? Like give him a full season with a big team, see what he really does.
I'd be fine with Sensi never playing again with the midfielders we have.
Nah, come on. You added some quality, but that's only because he's a threat to Eriksen's starting spot, and you know it.
No, he's a threat to, donating his leg to science at this point because there's no reason why he gets injured every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't think he'll be given as many chances to prove his fitness this season. Like, for example, as soon as he starts a game, say Minuto 27, he's got to come off. I think that'll be when, like, Conte and shit go, oh, for fuck's sake, just demote this guy down to sixth choice, and then we'll look at not keeping him on the books further.
It's bound to happen.
Well, I hope not. I don't, because he's a really quality player. Like, at his best, he can really give a lot. So, Christian, at the moment, bro, like, going into the game against Benevento, what would be your starting 11? Start from the bottom.
Damn, that's tough. Hold on.
I'll go first then, man. Or unless Mario, you can go, yeah.
No, I just want to go back because I don't know why the fuck we played with one center back last game.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. The fucking, the anti-jinx, it's a thing. It's an actual thing. Like, it's an actual real thing, and that proved it. Because he had the worst game at right centre back ever. And I sent you that message. And as I threw the phone on the couch after I sent you that message, I'm like, it's coming. Yeah. It's absolutely coming. Yeah. Death taxes Danilo back post.
Yo, no bullshit. When I saw him making that run, I was like, that's just going in. That's just going in.
It's not even his fault, but man. It's not even his fault that he didn't have a great game. It's the first game of the domestic season. Fiorentina's a counter-attacking team. They have purely counter-attacking attackers that thrive on that shit. Your Ribéry's, your Chiesas. It was bound to happen, and we were looking for a goal every minute of the match. There was not one period of the match where Inter said, okay, let's go into reserve mode. No, we were pushing because we were never in the lead for more than 2 minutes, obviously. So, yeah, I don't blame him for not having a great game. I blame Conte for having balls too big to put him and Kolarov there. With De Vrij not being suspended, it will be different. But, goodness me, don't tell me Milan Skriniar can't play a better game than them both.
You have Skriniar and Ranocchia who are both capable, more than capable, of playing against a team like Fiorentina. I understand. Ribéry, 37 years old, still a phenomenal player.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
if you look at how our shape was, it was Bastoni, D'Ambrosio, and Kolarov, and then all you see is Bastoni staying in the middle, and then
they drift into their natural wide format like they would as wide players.
And I'm just like, wait, I'm like, wait, time out. I'm like, okay, Barella's dropping in to get the ball. Okay, now he doesn't get the ball, so he goes up, and I'm like, we have one defender.
Yeah.
We have one defender against a counter-attacking team.
Mm.
I'm like, Conte, I know you're crazy. I know it works. It worked. But what the fuck, man?
No, this was a game where Conte didn't necessarily win us that match. He looked at his bench and said, holy shit, you can bail me out, you can bail me out, you can, and you can. Let's go. Vamos. Christian, what are you thinking, man, about that whole defensive situation before we go on to Benevento?
So one thing I absolutely hated was everybody talking shit about Bastoni. First of all, Bastoni usually doesn't play center back. He's usually on the left center back. He's
Man
either
was by himself.
outside. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, come on. Yo, and Kolarov was so far pushed high up the pitch. He was attacking the whole time like what Bastoni would usually do. So, I mean, you guys are crucifying the kid for finally playing that position, who we all know is Devri's position.
Yeah.
Yeah, and DeVry does it better than
Not
anyone.
too bad. Like, he's the GOAT for the reason, you know what I mean? Even when he starts having a bad game, he comes up clutch and he just saves the day, and you're just like, yo, I can't even talk shit about you, bro. You're the fucking man. But to me, Bastoni wasn't an issue. I'm tired of seeing people talk shit about him. When he goes back to that left center back position, he'll be fine. He'll be rock solid. The bigger elephant in the room is what are you going to do about Skriniar? You know, is he going? Is he staying? What's he doing if he goes? What is it? Smalling they're talking about? And Milenkovic from Fiore? Are those the two names they're talking about?
Yeah, well, it has to be someone of his stature because you can't just let him go, especially for that price. Like,
I'm the first one here to call bullshit, actually, on the whole thing because it just seems to be 3 or 4 days in a row of the same headline recycled every 6 hours. Like, oh, Tottenham is going to make a bid. Inter ready to accept a bid. Skriniar ready to go. Tottenham ready to put a bid. Like, if something was happening, it would have happened. It's not like we've got a month till the season. Tottenham are going to play their third competitive game in like 4 days' time. And Jose Mourinho is not the type to just sit back in his seat and go, hey, if it happens, it'll happen soon. There's 6 days left in the market. If something was concrete, something concrete would seriously be happening. Also, I don't fancy the Tottenham owner, Daniel Levy or Louis, however you pronounce his name. He's not a big spender. Yeah, he's a bit of a cheap tight ass. So even for 40, 50 million, I don't think they've got the money to put down. They're paying Gareth Bale a huge wage this season. I don't think they've got that sort of money. I think it's all just media talk.
I low-key see them pulling that trigger, bro. Like, for real.
They have to.
It's going to be like 45 mil plus 5 mil in add-ons, making 50 mil. 50 mil, yeah. I'm okay. I low-key rather have 60, but I get it. Right now, it's COVID era. So, I mean, 50 mil.
Yo, it's big money.
That's a lot.
That's big dollars. Or big euros. I'm not turning that shit away.
That means we'd have to wrap up Milenkovic for like 25, 30 to at least say, oh, we sold Skriniar, got a replacement, and got some cash.
You need 2 people.
We're not even going to get Milenkovic. Watch. We're going to go after fucking Smalling because it's the cheaper buy. You're going to on loan with obligation for like 15 or 10 million next year. Fuck, for all you know, it can be a loan, and then Man U gives it to us for free like they did with Alexis.
Yeah. I'm okay with that, but we need 2 people because we lost Godin, so we never replaced him. You lose Skriniar now. You need to replace him. You have to have somebody that can, that's competent.
Well, Ranocchia just had a kid this morning. So I guess now the real part of the rumors will take shape because before he had the kid, I don't think there was a big decision being made. So if he is going to Genoa, we'll find out after today.
Yeah. Well, they were saying that now they might keep Rano because if Skriniar leaves, they need to keep one more center back.
Yeah.
So I think Rano will stay. I think it'll be Smalling to come in just because it's a cheaper option. That being said, you keep him, and then you're going to see them make a real play for Conte.
So you think Brozo's out the door? He was average against Fiorentina, and we all know that when he's at his best, he's at his best. But, we've got players now that are at his level. In the Spalletti era, he was really carrying all forms of technicality in that midfield because we saw that Vecino and Gagliardini could never play in a double pivot, and in a midfield 3 with Brozovic was the only way that we were ever going to get anything done. So now we don't heavily rely on him as much at all. What do you reckon?
I still think that Brozo's probably gone. I don't think Bayern's in play anymore. I think it's probably more likely PSG or an English team. A random team randomly pops up and gives like fucking 50 mil. Like for real, if we could get 50 mil from Skriniar, 50 mil from Brozo, make 100 mil, you go and get Conte for like 70. You say you pocket the other 30 mil for the balance in the Bucks and call it a day, get Smalling on a loan, buy him next season.
Yeah,
good work.
And it's a lot
that would have to happen in what 1, 2, 3, 6
days.
Yeah, there's like no time left.
Was it 6 days?
6 days till October 5th. What about some of the dead weight but that we need off the books for
Sure, like your
Dalbert, João Mario, and Candreva. It's not Candreva. Oh, it was so weird to see him play for Sampdoria. João Mario, Dalbert, Asamoah, Vecino, and João Mario. Those 5. Those are the dead weight. They got to go, man.
Candreva was leaving. I don't know if you guys remember, but I said he was going to leave.
Yeah, you did. And you called Moses not coming back as well, which I was a little bit disappointed. I thought we would have kept one of them for a bit more attacking flair, but hey, fingers crossed if Hakimi stays fit every game this season, there's no need for plan B, C, D, E, whatever.
You have D'Ambrosio.
That's it. Hey, man, wherever he plays now, I'm all good. Just wait for him at the back post. I'll wait patiently.
He'll be our left back in no time.
I actually I want to say I don't think Ashley Young
was bad against Fiorentina. I just think he played like Ashley Young is expected to play. I don't know if you guys remember, I said that Ashley Young's a player that can always guarantee you a 6.5 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. He'll never give you a 9, not anymore. Maybe he gives you an 8 because he bags in a goal and 2 really crisp assists. That's what he can do. But Ashley Young's going to give you that 6.5 steadiness more often than not. And in a game that we needed a little bit more of an attacking flair, like it was pretty natural to see that the levels between him and Hakimi, like you're not even meant to compare those sort of levels anyway.
But it only makes sense that Ashley Young would have started over Hakimi. Hakimi just got to Inter.
Yeah, 100%.
He had a good month and a half off. You know what I mean? Like remember, as soon as the Bundesliga finished, he was done. He didn't do anything. Then we went. He had the extra 2 weeks in the Europa League. Then we had the 3 weeks preseason, and boom. You know what I mean? Like, he had a good month and a half off. So
good. And
they try to get his fitness up.
And Young finished the season and played really well, strongly last season. So it just makes sense to keep that continuity. Let's talk a little bit about, I like this, man. I like going through the whole lineup and hearing what your thoughts were on all of it. So Lukaku and Lautaro to finish it off, I guess. I actually think Lautaro was good. See, I don't mind the fact that he can make 2 or 3 mistakes each half because he's trying so sadistically hard to drive the team forward. Like, go figure, you're doing the right thing. All right, you're still learning. But you got to remember, when we first signed him, he was losing the ball 8-9 times a game because he was trying the same moves that were being pulled off in the Argentine division. Yep. Now he's adapted and he's just a lot more straightforward thinking. And I just think that the way he controls the ball in all forms of the pitch, whether it's just past the halfway line, on the edge of the box or inside the box, we've got a complete striker on our hands here. Like, we really, really do. We can't lose him, not even for the amazing 15 million plus add-ons that Barcelona offered in the final 24 hours the other day. Right. Dickheads. But Lukaku as well, just before you speak, he had another Lukaku game, typical Lukaku game. And I said this is why I love him as well. He's the type of player that he'll make 3 or 4 mistakes, 5 mistakes, even some of them that are really embarrassing. But don't worry, he'll stick around long enough and get you the goal. He's going to be there when the goal needs to go in. So what do you reckon, Mario?
I think Lautaro still annoys me for a good amount of the time. You know, he still does those stupid little flicks instead of where he falls, and when he does, like, he could have the penalty.
Yeah, he falls too much.
That VAR penalty that was reversed, like, toe it, anything, you know, no need to cut back. I was like, as soon as he cut back, I was like, it's over. And then I was like, oh, we got a penalty. But I'm like, wait, no, that's a foul on him. Like,
that man flopped super hard.
You know, it's like shit like that, like, still annoys me, but he's still so good and has that presence that he can make 10 mistakes and then put 2 goals or, you know, like, change the rhythm of the game. He still can. He's like getting better with it. With time. Yeah. You know, nobody's ever going to be perfect. You know, Lukaku makes his mistakes. He makes his stupid touches. We all laugh at him, haha, and then he scores a goal whenever he feels like it. You know, that's the kind of forwards we have, and I'm okay with that. They're both forward that anybody would want. You know, I feel like they do more for this team than Icardi would in 15 years. You know? Yep. So, there's that. Should I go into the midfield, or...
Oh, no, we've already pretty much covered the midfield, didn't we? Barella, Brozovic. Oh, Eriksen, and we spoke about Sensi, Nainggolan, Vidal. That's everyone.
All right.
Eriksen was a little bit slow again and looked a little bit lost. I actually didn't mind him, though. He gets himself into good positions. It's just, it wasn't his game.
He still
Talk
be having
my
the touches. Like,
objectively.
yo, Erickson still makes himself valuable, though, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he'll get his touches, he'll get his moves in. Yo, at times, though, it looks like Lukaku and Toro can't play with him too well. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at it, he's trying his hardest to make runs and open space for them, but it's like, yo, like, they won't play with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll see Lukaku play with Toro. You'll even see Lukaku go out wide before he'll do a 1-2 with fucking Erickson. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, I get it. They haven't really had much game time with this guy as he's always just been a late sub. Like, okay, I understand. But at some point, bro, like, get the fuck out of here. That's probably the best quality player we have on our team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you put Erickson in a position to succeed, if you work to his strengths, you work his attacking, his vision and his work rate offensively, second to none. Like, he's on another level with this shit. Like, in the Premier League, you saw he was able to play balls, and people just fucking ran when they closed their eyes. They ran as hard as they could, and the ball was just at their feet. You know, like shit like that. And if you could lay him off 1-2 top of the box, good things are going to happen.
Bend.
That's what I'm saying. Left foot, right foot, his head, his fucking toe. Good things happen when Erickson is given that responsibility. It's just on the other players to figure out how exactly they can get the most out of Erickson. Because Lukaku won't play a 1-2. Toto runs away or wants to turn by himself. You know, like shit like that. When you play with Erickson, you make him the focal point, good things are going to happen. And then you put Vidal behind him, you put the Barella behind him, it'll work. Something's going to happen because the three of those together working, it's phenomenal, their work rate. They fucking run all day, and they're so good at it. Vidal, he's like, remember when we signed Felipe Melo?
Yeah.
It's a better version of that because Felipe Melo came, the presence was there, you felt it. Then Vidal comes, he's Juve, he got the tattoo, he's got the Champions League, he got this, he got that. Why are we gonna sign him? Like, sure, I'm cool that we signed him for as little as we did. That was fucking gangster. So, I mean, the whole point for me against him was we're not paying $40 million for a fucking 34-year-old player.
Yeah.
But the quality's there. He's gonna get you results. I don't give a shit what. But Erickson, die for that man.
Pepe Marotta and his results in the market are incredible. Go on, Rivas.
This is one thing that annoys me about Inter fans. Like, yo, shut the fuck up and let Conte do his job, bro. Like, none of you guys are doing dick but sitting there running your mouths on WhatsApp and running your mouths on Facebook. Like, yo, let the team do what it does and do what they do. Like, come on, bro. Like, I get it. A lot of you guys have, like, really, really good ideas. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking it away from you guys. You guys do come up with some good stuff. But in the same sense, if Conte thinks that a high-quality player like Vidal is needed, it's needed. Let's get something straight. You know what fucked us during the Europa League final and during the run into Scudetto? Not having experience with winners for dick. Yes. Let's be fucking serious. You look at that Europa League final, the only ones that were trying to win, Ashley Young and Diego Godin. Why? Because these guys know what it's like to fucking win. You look at the rest of the team, they put their fucking heads down and they weren't fighting. All right, you have a player like Vidal, he's going to sit there and pick his balls up and try to win. All right, you need players like him. You need players like Alexis. You need these older guys. Yo, if you look at our squad age, I don't even think the average is 26 or 25, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, real shit. You need experienced players like Kolarov. You need experienced players like Ashley Young, Paris. Paris just came back from winning the treble. What are you complaining about? You need these winners that Conte has been preaching about. He kept talking about you can't win a title with players that have a mentality of Cagliari and Sassuolo. Be real, bro. Like, just be real. You can't win a Scudetto with small-minded players. They're not local champions. This isn't fucking Juve where we're content with just Scudetto, bro. Like, yo, this is a team that's built for that we need to do runs in Champions League. It is what it is. Like, yo, just shut the fuck up and let the man do his job.
Yeah, well said, man.
The guy is there every single day watching how these people train. I don't understand why people think that it's like Football Manager. You say, oh, Parrish just trained well today. He got a 9.9. Praise. Okay. Simulate next day. Godin did good today. Praise. Play him. Next day. It doesn't fucking work like that. He's there every day. He's like, all right, Erickson isn't working hard in practice. He's not going to play. Okay. So what the fuck do we do? I need someone that's going to work hard in practice, who's going to pick him up, who's going to pick up this guy. Oh, since he gets hurt every minute, I can't play him. I have to choose between a guy who doesn't work hard and a guy who's injured. What am I going to do? I need someone who's going to fucking stay consistent. I had Conte at Chelsea. He gave me everything, even when he was injured. And, these are the kind of players I want. These are the guys that we're going to win with. I have won with X, 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 Y, Y, Y. And, we need a player like this. It's not fucking he just goes, oh, I read on YouTube that in the comments that Alen Halilovic was the next best thing from Barcelona. We need to go and sign him. I fucking hate everybody. You know what?
No, but that's serious. We need a player like Conte. I see a lot of guys in the WhatsApp group chats and on Facebook, like, yo, I stay silent, but I be reading the comments, and when I see the hate for Conte, I'm like, bro, like, the guy isn't even at our club yet, and you guys hate this guy just because Conte wants him. What?
Yeah.
Like, you got to remember, this guy is a boss. You know, like, wasn't Conte part of the World Cup winning team?
France, yeah.
All right. Wasn't he part of that Chelsea that did very well under fucking Conte? Right?
Yeah.
So he's got a World Cup title, a Premier League title.
He's a winner.
You don't think this guy's a winner? You don't want a winner?
100% he is. 100% he
like
is.
Brozovic.
We'll see, man.
I love fucking Brozovic. But what I'm about to say is the fucking truth. I'd rather have a player that wins like Conte than have a player that goes and gets fucking drunk and then goes to the emergency room with his boy and acts a fucking fool and then comes in and just fucks up. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real.
That's the Conte way. He wants people that are going to buy into the philosophy, die for him. If you're not dying for Conte and Inter, wherever he is, he doesn't want you, plain and simple. He wants the players that are going to break their balls for Vidal. He wants the Conte. He wants I think even Nainggolan now. Like, I had my doubts with Nainggolan, and I said all this shit, but if Conte wants him, he'll play fucking 90 minutes every day, and he'll be a freaking magician for all we know. But, you have to trust the coach.
Even during the trouble era, I don't even think our midfield was this fucking deep, bro, where you can bring off, like, legit bosses. You know what I mean? Like, if fucking Sensi gets hurt, fuck it. We got fucking Arturo Vidal or Alexis or Ericsson. Like, there's so many good players there. Like, bro, you motherfuckers have been either you just started watching or you ignored the last 5-6 years where we had absolute dog shit on the
no midfield, man. It was our biggest complaint for 5-6 years in a row. We're like, this team has no midfielders. Zero. There are no good midfielders in this team. And now we are finally looking at the bench and we're just oozing quality from all sections. It's going to be the hardest question to answer about Benevento, but who would you boys start in that midfield?
Yo, so a lot of people are probably going to hate me for this, but this will actually legitimately be my midfield. Barella, Vidal, Ericsson. Out wide, I'd probably still go with Perisic, and I'd give Hakimi a run.
Yeah.
I'd give him a run to see. Back three, is De Vrij still hurt?
It's not an injury, it's a suspension, I'm pretty sure, man. It's a suspension from last season, and he does need to serve one more game. So it's probably a good thing it's going to come in this one.
All right. So then you're going to go with Bastoni, Danilo, of course, and maybe no.
Nah.
Ranocchia.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm gonna say Skriniar. I hope he starts Skriniar, and that might be putting it to bed. But
the reason I say that is because we still don't know the situation with Tottenham. Because obviously there's some shit going on for them to not put him on last game. So I would probably put Rano as the main center back because we saw what Bastoni did there, and he's better out wide. You know, like, if I know he's better out wide, I'm going to put Rano in the center back position. He can hold it down. He's fine. He's not bad. And it's Benevento. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up top, of course, you keep the same strike duo of Lautaro and Lukaku, unless you want to give one of them a break and let Alexi step in, which isn't a problem either. But I legitimately would probably go with Arturo Vidal, Barrella, and Eriksson.
You too, Mario?
Yeah, I would do that. Maybe even Nainggolan for Eriksson, realistically speaking.
So who is
It's too much meat. It's too much meat and not enough technicality in the midfield, bro.
But those are the kind of games where you just need to fucking beat the meat out of Benevento. Like, once you start putting those finesse guys in with those smaller teams, they sometimes tend to get.
Well, you're right, because a lot of those games they play more compact and they play more physical. So I see what you're saying, and Nangolan can still take shots from outside the box. So can Barrella and Arturo. Like these guys can shoot outside the 18.
They're all capable of contributing to the attack. They're not like Gagliardini, where once he gets the ball, you're like, all right, we got to start defending, or fucking like a true defensive midfielder, where they just sit back, they cover the defense, and that's it. They're all
ball playing. They're all ball playing midfielders still.
They go up and down. They're box to box as fuck.
Yeah. So 3 box to boxes. Well, fair enough. I would agree with Christian. I'd be going straight for Eriksson, Vidal, and Barella to hold it down as well. So, and oozing class off the bench in terms of substitutions. Like if we're bringing in the likes of Sensi, Sanchez, Nainggolan, even bringing in Skriniar off the bench or Roberto Gagliardini off the bench. I always said Gagliardini is a fine sub for 15, 20 minutes. The problem is when you have to insert him in the starting lineup every week in, week out for 23 match days straight. Like the guy's not built to be a consistent champion, in my opinion, but he's not a horrible player.
No. He makes a lot of mistakes, but, like Conte trusts him. And Conte, in the most important games of the year last year, Gagliardini was starting. So we don't like him, but he provides he's that safety net. He's that defensive player that just covers the defense. That's what Conte likes. That's what a lot of Italian coaches like. They like to have that safety net. He provides it, granted that, offensively he's lacking.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, what do you boys reckon the result's going to be? I'll start off. I'll say 3-0. I think we're going to win comfortably, although I do think Benevento, they'll be tough in like the opening 15, 20 minutes because Inzaghi's got their confidence and their motivation and their fitness levels well oiled. But then, big boy football will come into play and it'll just be a ransack from there, in my opinion. So I'll go 3-0. I think we get a goal from a set piece, and I just feel like someone's coming in with a big header, like Bastoni or somebody, maybe even Danilo again at the back post. It could be, but there's going to be a goal from a set piece or a cross. So I'll go with one of the defenders to grab a goal, and one each for Lukaku and Lautaro. Rivas.
I'm going 4-0.
4, nice one. Who scores? I think I predicted something else on the podcast, though. Yeah. Anyway, go on.
I want to say Lautaro, Lukaku. I want to say Vidal opens his scoring sheet.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2 assists if Hakimi starts.
Yeah, I actually said Eriksson, Mario. I said in good faith, I want Eriksson to grab a goal, and I think against Benevento, he should be able to get enough time on the ball to be able to get a goal in. So I'll switch that up. 3-0 for me, Lukaku, Lautaro, and Eriksson, just like I said on the other pod.
Okay. I'm going 4-1. I'm going 2 from Lukaku. Let's go. I don't think Lautaro scores. I think maybe like a Perisic if he plays. And the 4th, a center mid could be Vidal, or we'll go Vidal.
Mad.
And then we let up like a stupid goal. Penalty or some stupid shit.
Yeah, but he'll enjoy it. He looks like he's enjoying it. He wanted the move, bro. He freaking forced it. Or he didn't really force it. Dude, Barcelona are just an example of the football climate at the moment really kicking everybody up the arse. Like these guys let Luis Suarez and Arturo Vidal go for a combined price of like under 4 million or something. What was Vidal, like 1 mil, and Suarez like 3.2 or something? Atletico paid for him, maybe even less. Like that is crazy, man. Like, these are players. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous, bro. Like, I thought we were bad selling Candreva off for 1.5 to Sampdoria, but that's really bad letting that sort of talent go. And Marotta bossed this up, man. Like, he scored us Alexis and Vidal for a combined price of 3 million. Nuts.
Did you see the Tottenham Amazon Prime thing?
I've only seen like snippets of it, but it looks good. So I'm really wanting to watch it hard out. Once again, it paints Mourinho in his best light, which is good because not enough people in the world see him for the genius that he is. They just see his press conferences and the reactions. But my God, he's something else, yeah.
Oh my God.
David, that son and what's his face fighting the Lloris?
Lloris, the punch.
Oh my God, yes.
That shit was dope.
Crazy. No,
then,
but like you see Ericsson, he's like I'll give you whatever time you give me. Like if you give me 60 minutes, I'll give you 60 minutes hard. I'm gonna play for as long as you have me. But he's like, I just want to leave. He's like, I just gotta get the fuck out of here. I just want to try something new. He's like, you know, it's like,
can you knock him though? Like, yo, seeing that scene though, that shows you the difference. Like, for a player to come out and just be blunt and be like, yo, it's not about the money. There's nothing left for me here. That tells you like, yo, these dudes like legitimately, they don't just go for the money. You know what I mean? Like, they actually want to do good. And that's the thing about Ericsson. Like, yo, I think he just had a very fucked up time the last 2 seasons at Tottenham in probably a very toxic environment where that's kind of affecting his play right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's slowly trying to find himself again. And it's not that he's trying to find himself motivation. It's just like, all right, I'm in a new league. I got to find my way. I'm learning the language. Like, I'm trying to communicate with these guys, but there's only probably like 4 or 5 guys that speak English. So, like, I got to learn this shit. It's the only way it's going to work. Now, let's be serious. Football talks, yes. But in the same sense, if I can't communicate with you, Lautaro, because you only speak Italian and Spanish, how can I work with you as a guy behind you? You know what I mean? Lukaku, I expect me and you to work off each other more because you speak fucking English.
Gotta speak 6 languages.
7.
7, yeah.
It's ridiculous, bro.
He'll come good, man. He'll come good. He's just simply too talented not to. So we're very lucky to have him for that special Beppe Marotta sale price as well, man. He's truly is our best signing of all. And when you look at everything, it's Beppe Marotta. He is our best signing, and long may he continue his work in the back room. Yeah. All right, boys. I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'll speak to you both soon. Thanks for joining us on Inter Worldwide again for the always colorful uncut version. Thanks, Mario.
Thanks for having us. It's always fun.
Yeah, always.
Christian, all the best, man. Peace.
Bye-bye.